The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Diagnostic Trading Hour with your host, Darrell Martin. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Darrell Martin.
Alrighty, folks, welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour right here on TFNN.com. Let's check out where the markets are trading at right now during your lunchtime market break. We'll bring that up here in just a second. Want to remind you that tomorrow morning we have NFP. And let's see here, going on. It's going to be coming out at 8:30. It's going to be on the CAD and the USD coming out, and high impact. Let's see here. All right, so going to be a high impact announcement. There's a lot of ways to trade it. I went over that yesterday for you. We may cover that again just to make sure you have it. And let's see, let me bring it up. There we go. I want to just, I don't know what it's doing. Oh. Thinkorswim feels like it needs a restart. So we'll give it a restart and let it get things going again. And let me see here. Let me connect this one up. We'll get everything up and running. Okay. All right. With that, once that's up and running, gotta retype it in. You know how platforms like to just, crash on you at the best times. Doesn't matter which one it is. So they have that unique ability to find the best one to do it on. Okay. So with that up, I wonder about, again, employment change, unemployment rate, all that stuff coming up. And I want to talk to you about the movements, just to remind you of those movements in case you didn't catch them yesterday on the show. What to expect on FX pairs. The volatility on indices varies quite a bit. Okay. So, and let's see here. I'm trying to log in, but having an issue. All right, well, there's one way to fix that. One more second. My browser just sort of croaking on me. Okay, that should work. And let's see here, it's coming up. There we are. And we got it. Okay. So the NFP stats, like I said, I had those up for you. Also want to go over next week's with you. But we'll get all this new stuff done and out of the way. And then we'll pull some charts and see what we can find. Tomorrow, we got unemployment claims. You can do straddles or strangles if they're cheap enough. If they're expensive, which often they are, and I expect them to be, then you want to do iron condors. You want to collect the premium. Is there volatility expected? It's been a flat week, but yes, because everybody is hanging on every little word that comes out of the mouth of the FOMC regarding employment and whether or not they're going to raise interest rates on up. Okay, so we may get a chance to get really low implied volatility, which sets up for great straddles and strangles, or people may get a clue. They may price in that IV and may have some great opportunities for neutral trades. Either way, we do expect some volatility on it. The Aussie dollar, usually we're looking for about a 60 pip move and then it pulls back. So we're going to want 50 pips of minimum profit. The euro dollar, usually get a 100 pip move on the euro and the pound dollar. On the euro, we want to get at least 60. On the pound, we want to get at least 70 pips minimum profit. Again, we expect it to go out of the range and come back. The dollar CAD, we're looking for about up to a 75 pip move before it retraces on back, and looking for 60 pips minimum income on the bought lower spread and the sold upper spread on Nadex. Okay. And then we got dollar franc. So we'll be looking for about a little over 90 pips on that. Looking for 60 pips minimum income, and the dollar yen looking for 80 pip minimum income, 80 pip move with a 60 pip minimum income on that trade. And you can get creative and do the EuroCAD pound CAD, 100 to 150 pips usually on these pairs. So definitely check those out. That would be buying an upper euro dollar, euro dollar and dollar CAD, and selling a lower euro dollar and dollar CAD spread. So as a straddle, looking for a very large move on those trades. So I want to check out, as far as the iron condors, you can look as late as 3 o'clock. So the straddles and strangles, you can do 9, 10. You can enter as early as 7 for 9, as early as 8, as late as 8:15 for the 10 a.m. And of course, you can as early as 7 for the 3 p.m. contracts. I wouldn't do the 3 p.m.s on the straddles and strangles unless they're the same price. Sometimes I've literally seen them be like a tick or two off, and it's like, well, I'll take all the extra time I can get on a straddle or strangle. If I'm doing a iron condor, then obviously, I want that premium. So if I'm not getting more premium for my time, then I don't want the extra time. All right. That really sums up how we trade the NFP. So again, I went into that in a little more detail, a little bit slower yesterday. And so you can always go back and check out the archives on TFNN to check that out and get us going there. Let me see what we got going on. Okay, we got the Aussie dollar NAB business confidence report coming on out. And that will allow you to trade the Aussie dollar, getting in at 7 o'clock for a 9 p.m. expiration. Again, this is on Nadex. Buying the lower spread, selling the upper spread, and looking for about a $30 profit on that trade, like minimum 30 ticks, okay? Because usually it moves 30 ticks or less, so anything less is profit. We got a straddle strangle coming up, entering at 11 p.m. on Tuesday night for a 7 a.m. expiration on Wednesday, and release comes out at 4:30. Okay, and so we're going to be entering at 11 for a 7 a.m. expiration, looking at a $40 maximum risk. This one we're buying at the upper spread and selling at the lower spread. We don't care what direction it goes, just that it goes. And this is the unemployment rate for the pound. This is sort of their NFP. Okay, and so that's one of the trades that we look at. And we have a couple opportunities, but that's the main straddle strangle opportunity we got coming up this coming week. Also, of course, next week on Wednesday on the 11th will be Veterans Day. So make sure that you call and let people that have served in our armed forces and let them know you appreciate them. Even if it's as simple as a text message, or something. But, I mean, at least just let them know thank you. I guarantee you they enjoy it. I text my grandfather. I call my grandfather, every time I can. But, I always let everybody I know that served in our forces, my brother-in-law, friends, colleagues I've worked with, just tell them thank you. It's a really cool thing to do. And it can take a few minutes of your time, but it means the world to them. So make sure you do that. And what else do we got going on? Well, we're going to have oil inventory next Wednesday, of course. So often you can hop in as late as 10:20 on that. You can maybe hop in early if you're trying to do a iron condor on that. Look at the expected ranges. See if the premium is there for you to have a good trade. That night, we're going to have the Aussie employment change. Their employment report usually doesn't move near as much. And so you could get in as early as 6 p.m. for an 11 p.m. expiration, $35 minimum profit on that trade. Okay, so that gives you your straddle for next Wednesday. And we'll have a few others coming up next week that we can get on top of there, but we'll cover those next Wednesday. That'll get you at least covered from now until the show next week. Let's see what else we have that we can do. Let me bring up a few other things, but I guess the next thing we can do right now is we can go ahead, if I can get TOS to cooperate, and we'll see if I can. Thing is not moving for me. We can look at a few different things, but I'm just trying to pull up just something as simple as, yeah, see, it's crunching the chart up here. I don't know what it's doing. Okay, there it goes. Now it's letting me adjust. Sorry. Come on. and move. I'm going to move it one way or another. It's moving. Got it. Okay. There we go. Now I can switch around and close all this stuff off. Yeah, that's why there's all these different layers on top of themselves. Okay. If I had it. Sorry, 1 second. Just chart issues. Try one more time here. Okay, we maximize it. There we go. Every once in a while, you get that weird, like, double arrow or whatever, and it makes it where it's very hard to do much of anything. Okay. There's got to be some simple solution I just don't know about there. Let me go ahead and pull up the markets. Let's see where we at. Let's get us caught up on the news, or not the news, but just the current market for where it's at right now, which is not a whole lot going on. In the indices, we got the S&P is down 1 1/4. We have the Russell is down 3 1/4. We got Dow fighting the trend. It's up 2 points right now. NASDAQ is actually moving a little bit for us. It's down 17 points on the day. If we're going over a look at our metals, we got gold right now is flat, unchanged from yesterday's settlement right now. We got silver down 0.058, and copper is down 0.0655. We got oil and natural gas are mixed on the energies. We got oil right now is down 33 cents, and natural gas is currently up 0.089. We'll get on over at corn and soybeans. Both of them are in negative territory right now, with corn down $4.25, and soybeans is down $15.50. We got bonds in negative territory, down a tick right now, down 0.25 there. We got the dollar index on up 0.075. Euro dollar not moving much like it was yesterday. It's up 7 pips today. We got the euro yen up 23. We got the euro pound up 75. Pound dollar is currently down 142 pips. So it's a nice movement right there. And the pound, we got the pound yen down 159 pips. So some great pound movement. Dollar yen is currently up a mere 4. We got the Aussie yen up 12. Aussie dollar's up 3. Dollar franc is up 17. Dollar CAD is up 8. And that covers us right there. Now, why is the pound moving so much? Well, remember, we had the pound interest rate number come out this morning, and it didn't have the stunning impact that it normally has, because usually you have the euro right after it. And so that monetary policy statement, official statement, all that came out. No big, massive surprises there, but either way, came out. And so obviously it's going to have a bit of an impact. Says they had a dovish tone on Super Thursday there. And so they have a little bit of a tone, possibly changing some things. And, there's starting to get some speculation there. So we're going to have to use a little more caution when trading some of these. Let's look at the pound dollar. Check out the chart. We'll do that when we get back right after this break. Stay right there.
Darrell Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Darrell Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Darrell takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Alrighty, folks, going back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. And so just looking at that announcement that came on out this morning, we were talking about how the pound had the release. And so there's some dovish tone going on and, sort of what's going to happen next and everything else on the expectations. The votes came in line, the inflation report, no big deal. But that obviously is going to be the biggest thing right here, and a lot of things going on, fireworks, etc. happening. So the report came out at 7 a.m. Let's look at the chart and see what happened at 7 a.m. Market was already heading south. All right, so we were starting to get a little bit of a southward movement, just like right out of the gate, but then it just busted hard and fast. And you can see right down here, literally in just seconds, it drops within a minute. Actually, within 2 minutes, it was down 1 deviation. So literally 2 minutes, we were down a full deviation move from yesterday's settlement on this report. That is obviously very rare, and so really need to put a tone of caution going forward on these reports. Literally just a couple minutes, and it was all the way down there. It didn't hesitate. It did a little bit of a pause, but it kept on going and moved on down another half a deviation, had that done in the next 10 minutes, and chilled out for a while. Took a break until this basically closer to the market open this morning, and then it was able to go ahead and push on down to the 2 deviation mark. And so just some massive moves, some big fireworks, which is good. That means, hey, we can start using this to start trading and have fun with it and be ready. There were some perfect sell setups happening This morning, if I zoom in on the chart and look at this and go in, I mean, we had a sell set up right there, broke 3 ticks below. I mean, talk about lightning fast ready, but it was there. It dropped on down, and it literally trailed all the way down. I mean, you don't get a better trail than that. Trailed all the way down to the 2 dev level before, or 1.5 dev level before trading is done. So 1.5 deviation trail, perfect short setup, and just a really nice move overall, and giving you 115 pips. So I mean, even if you got half of that, I think you'd be pretty happy for the day. But anyway, so let's look forward to some future volatility on these pound interest rate announcements, especially when they're not coupled with the euro announcements, because a lot of times it'll move and pause and wait, and then after Draghi does a speech after the EU announcement, then it takes off. It's going to have any EU stuff in the way, and that was the one caution I mentioned earlier this week. Is I said, hey, we don't have any EU announcement, and that's what buffers it. So use caution. And as you can see, it went ahead and just fell down 2 minutes, full deviation move. Okay. Well, that gets us caught up on that piece. And let's see here. Let's go in. What do we got? We got WTI oil there dropping on down to $45.70. Moving on down. We can bring up a few of the top stories right here. There we go. So moving on down to those lows, now dropping to the session lows in the sub 46 levels. So again, cheaper oil, cheaper gas. We got pound dollar, and obviously it hit down on the 3-week lows there after that big aftermath of the announcement this morning, dropping 2 full deviations. We got Bitcoin. We've talked about that earlier in the month. Bitcoin's surging, and it is anticipated that all this is happening because China is surging into Bitcoin. Okay, and so the world's first gold-backed physical Bitcoins. So surged more than 20% yesterday. At one point, it hit really a high of more than $491. Again, a high of more than $491. And so it's really interesting. You go through and you look at this. This is a great little story over here on Financial Juice from today. And but just look at this. It's like boom, boom, boom. And then literally just this month, literally flown all the way up and making new highs for the year. And you can trade Bitcoin without having to go. Now, you can go to the Bitcoin exchanges. You can do that if you want to trade it. It's going to be a crazy volatile instrument, or you can just hop over and just trade it. And you can trade it on. You can trade Bitcoin binaries on Nadex if you want to.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Test. All righty, folks. Welcome back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. We had a little technical outage there, but we're back and checking out again. Bitcoin on the surge, flying on up. And again, 80% of Bitcoin volume estimated by Goldman Sachs is being exchanged in and out of the Chinese yuan there. So once converted to Bitcoin, the owners can then swap back into their fiat currencies and even into physical gold. And this allocation to Bitcoin, as seen as complementary owning physical gold and silver, is clearly more volatile than gold and even silver, and is not proven as a hedging instrument or a safe haven instrument. I would agree with that. Therefore, it is much more speculative and merits have a lower allocation than gold and silver bullion. So basically, people are using it to switch over, and so it's just real interesting watching, where it's at and the buying of Bitcoin and how it is becoming more and more of a global currency, even though it is a very crazy currency. And I'd be looking for, obviously a little bit of a probably pullback on Bitcoin after the kind of surge that we're having. But who knows? I mean, it's chart it, have fun with it. But if you want to trade it with some defined risk, okay? Again, if you want to trade it with some defined risk, then you can use the binaries over on Nadex to do that. All right. So if I pull that up and let's just check out some charts. We'll look at it today, okay? And because sometimes these larger charts don't give you the the smaller picture that you want to see. And there we go. Okay, so yeah, to clear everything out, so I got 1,000 messages. There we go. And what do we got over here? Okay, so we go to the Bitcoin, dive into that. Here we go. And we can check out the indicative on that. Let's go. Let's choose live, and then we'll check it out. All right, we'll open up a chart, see what it looks like today. And today, as you can see, we got a huge surge. Doesn't feel small almost when you look at it, but the reality here is that is a massive move. This is just this month. Right here, let me zoom in a little bit more. There you go. I mean, we're looking at literally this month on Bitcoin right there, going from 340 up to 500, 498, from to 498 yesterday, and did that big monster pullback, okay? And pulled on back down to 400, sitting at 400 right now. They're on a 25% change on an instrument in a single day. Not exactly what you'd call a hedging instrument. Definitely a fascinating instrument, one that can move really far, really fast. And you can look at, like I said, the binaries they have over here. And they cover a pretty wide range, 335 to 463. They basically have to because the thing is so volatile. I mean, we're really talking, it covers 120 points. It's massive on the number of strikes listed here. It's currently sitting, like I said, right at about 397. So we're, at the money right around here, around 399. So on these strikes right here, where they're surrounding the market. And you can say, hey, I think it's going to stay above 400. You got plenty of trades there. You can say, stay below 400. You got plenty of trades there. It's actually looking pretty flat today. So giving you some, good potential, range-bound potential moves on Bitcoin. But just a fun instrument to look at, to check out if you haven't looked at it, and you're looking for something else to learn about, then there you go. There's a way to trade it and to trade it with some defined risk. Hopping on over, looking at some other top stories today. We got gold at 1-month lows as the December rate rise is still on the table, meaning that should increase the value of the dollar, therefore should mean less dollars are required because they're worth more to buy gold. And so it's still hanging out down there. Natural gas moving on up with U.S. supplies right there. So natural gas supplies, the price went up. Supplies less than expected. Let's go and let's look at that report real quick over on Forex Factor. Then we'll actually pull up the actual government release. And we go in here, 1030 announcement. We expand that out. We can click on it. Expected number was 60, came in at 52. And let's see, we'll find that number right here. Okay. So working gas storage was at 3,929 BCFs as of Friday. According to the EIA estimates, the represents a net increase of 52 from the previous week. Stocks were 371 higher than last year at this time and 147 above the 5-year average. Okay. Stocks were 9 below the 5-year. That's East region, everything else. So actually the stocks were higher than the average of last year and this year. They weren't quite as high as expected, but they still had plenty in them. And if I go in and compare the charts, that really, so the analysis that, hey, it's up because of this, doesn't totally line up. We can pull up charts in a lot of different places. And one of the easiest places, you can just go into the scanner, go on over to natural gas, and we can click on the chart icon right there and see what's going on with it. We see, like I said, it moved up, 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 even though supplies are higher than expected. Demand will also be increasing, on natural gas and different kinds of gas going into winter here. But anyway, so it moved up actually a lot. We had a pretty big surge right there, 2.26 to 2.38 right now. And it's really been trending all morning. This wasn't a result really of the report. Okay, so I want you to see this because, you know, like the news comes out, like I read that report, natural gas prices gained more with U.S. supplies up less than expected. Well, the supplies are actually higher than they have been over the last year and last 5 years. And natural gas was moving up well before the report came out. So let's see here. So sometimes people get the idea that news moves everything simply because, okay, simply because that's what the headlines say. But natural gas had already moved half of that move before the report came out. Okay? So between, you know, right here, right there, we got this big move, okay, that was already starting, right, earlier. So it started to break out around 7 o'clock. And then it shot up, and then it, you know, waited a little bit for the report, and then it shot up some more. So it sort of seems like somebody had a little idea of what was coming out in the report. But anyway, so with those numbers coming on out, it was already moving up before the report came out and supply was there. So bottom line is you got to follow the chart because you can see those numbers and it could easily go the other direction based on just the analysis that, you know, stockpiles are higher than they normally are right now. So just wanted to, you know, point that out to you. Sometimes people get so caught up in trying to read the news that they don't realize, they look back, that it wasn't always, often it was not the news that made the market move. It was already doing that move before that news was released. Let's see here. Going on over, we got news knocked out for the day. Let's see here. Wanted to go in and talk about some basics for you on things that we haven't covered in a while. Let's see, what do we got? I got a few things on my list. One of the things is just basics on binaries. I know some of y'all are new to the show. Some of you have tuned in for a while. But just some basic things about binary contracts. We might even pick Bitcoin just for fun. Or, you know, look over at some other ones, but just to get some basics down. And things that are on the scanner that help make this even easier for you. On a binary, you basically have three, what's called moneyness, okay? And what does moneyness mean? Moneyness is basically where is the strike of the contract, like right here, like Bitcoin will be greater than 407.5 at 3 o'clock Eastern time. Where is that strike, 407.5, in relation to where Bitcoin is currently trading? Okay, it's currently at 397.19. So, what does that mean? Well, whenever you buy a binary contract, it's either out of the money, at the money, or in the money. Same thing when you sell it, okay? And every contract is always in the money and out of the money. Like it's on one side it's going to be in the money, one side it's going to be out of the money. Okay? When it expires, you want it to be in the money. Well, what does that mean? Well, that means you want the statement to be accurate. So if I buy a binary contract, I'm stating that, now I don't have to hold it to expiration, and I don't recommend you do, but if you buy a binary contract, you're basically stating that the contract, that the binary itself will be in the money at expiration. Well, that means that this statement on a buy, Bitcoin will be greater than the strike at the expiration time. So again, Bitcoin itself, the price of it, or the S&P or Euro dollar or gold or whatever you like to trade, the price of it will be greater than the strike at the expiration time. Okay? You need it to be higher than that if you wait all the way until the expiration time. Now, if it moves, if the market moves and goes up, then the price will change. You can get in and get out of the trade at a higher price. Okay? Just like you do anything else. You buy low, sell high. But if you hold to expiration, it will either be in the money or it will be out of the money. Either this statement will be true and it will be greater than the strike. So if we're using 407.5 at 3 o'clock, if it is, then your trade is profitable. If you held it all the way to expiration and Bitcoin was not greater than 407.5, then the trade would lose. And it really is that simple, okay? And that means in the money. It's in the money because the statement's true, or it's out of the money because the statement's false. So right now, Bitcoin is at 397, it's at 407.5. So if you're buying the binary contract, it's out of the money. And notice over here, it has this orange OTM. It means that Bitcoin is going to have to rise to become greater than that strike. Okay? So it's out of the money. So it's starting out of the money. You're hoping it'll go in the money. All right? Starting out of the money, you're hoping it'll go in the money. And let's see here. I just saw something that we need to fix. Okay. Anyway, starting out of the money, you're hoping it'll go in the money. And if it does, then you can, make a decent reward on it. You can make $61 on a $39 or so risk here. Now, if we go down and we start on one that's, say, in the money, okay, 395.5, well, if Bitcoin's at 397, Bitcoin doesn't have to move at all. Okay, because it's already greater than 395.5. So if it stays greater than 395.5, then, very simple, we will receive max profit on that trade. So in this case, max profit is $40 on a $60 risk. Why is the reward lower and the risk higher? Well, because it doesn't have to do anything. You buy the contract, it stays there all day, you're profitable. Okay? So, I mean, a pretty easy concept, hopefully, for you. Again, it's if the market is at 397 and you buy a 395.5 contract, and you're saying it has to expire greater than 395.5, and it's already greater than 395.5, that means the market can stay flat. Bitcoin can stay at 397, and it would be a true statement at 3 o'clock. If it goes up, it'll be a true statement at 3 o'clock. If it goes down but stays higher than 395.5 as of 3 o'clock, it'll still be a true statement. You started in the money, it stayed in the money, you get max profit. So you have a higher probability because literally it can go down, stay flat, or go up, and you can be profitable. If it goes down too much, then you lose. So 3 out of 4 possible things can happen, and you profit. Therefore, your reward is a little bit lower than the risk you put up. Let's see here. All right. So that right there, let's see, just trying to look at everything, see if there's anything else, but that should sum it up. I mean, that's an in-the-money binary contract on the buy side and an out-of-the-money. Out-of-the-money will have a higher risk. In the money will have out-of-the-money will have a higher reward. In the money will have a higher risk. Out-of-the-money has a lower probability with a higher reward. In the money has a higher probability with a lower reward. Okay, so if you want to trade neutral premium collection type strategies, you can do that. Well, there's a lot of different ways you can use it and trade it. Okay, so let's try to see if there's anything else there we need to be aware of, but I think that covers the buy side. The sell side is the exact same except for one piece. We flip everything upside down. So it's the exact same but opposite. Meaning that on the buy, you're saying the statement has to be true. It has to be greater than. On the sell, you're saying the statement has to be false. It has to be less than or equal to. And that's a big piece. Less than or equal to. So if you went in and you sold the 395, the market would have to expire less than 395 or equal to 395. Okay? Stay right there. We'll be back right after this.
If you're looking for a great opportunity to diversify your financial portfolio and hedge against the falling stock market, consider the new Market Safe Metals Hedge CD from Everbank. This 5-year indexed U.S. dollar-denominated CD gives you exposure to metals with gold and silver components and allows you to hedge against falling equities with a short component on the SPY ETF. You can earn up to 45% capped upside payment at maturity if gold and silver increase in value and the SPY ETF decreases across annual pricing dates. And should the opposite occur, your principal is 100% protected. Keep in mind, returns are based on CD performance. There is no annual percentage yield or periodic rate of interest on the CD. Don't let fallen markets get you down. Get the Metals Hedge CD. The November 12th funding deadline is quickly approaching, so hurry over to everbank.com/TFNN for the CD's term sheet and other important product details and disclosures. Once again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. This is sponsored content. Everbank is a member FDIC.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Steve Rhodes as he teaches techniques on technical analysis using pattern recognition, celestial charting, Fibonacci, and other tools. The Trader's Edge, next on TFNN.
Alrighty, folks, so coming back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. And so let's check out where everything is at and what's going on. We were talking about in the money and out of the money binaries on buy sides. We started getting the sell side. And just a summary for the sell side is the exact same thing as buy, just opposite. So when you're saying that it will be greater than, on the sell side, you're saying it will be less than or equal to. So if I sold a 407.5 binary when the market was at 397, then I'm saying it'll be less than 397. Okay, pretty simple, pretty easy, right? So if I sell 407.5, it's already less than 407.5, less than or equal to, and in this case, obviously it's less than, it's 10 points less than that price. And so it's already in the money. So I have a $76 risk, but I have a $24 profit. As long as the market stays flat, doesn't move up 10 points against me, or continues down, then I remain profitable in the trade. If I go down and sell, say at 379.5, that's like 20 points below the market. I've only risked $28. I can make 72, but the market has to move 28 points. If it moves down some or up or stays flat, I lose on the trade. So my probability becomes higher on the in the monies, lower on the out of the money contracts. And that's the basics on in the money and out of the money buys and sells of binaries. Now, again, as it moves up and down, as the market moves, you'll be able to go in and close the position. So it could move up and you could close it out. You don't have to wait till expiration. And people don't do that on just about anything else. They don't wait until delivery on their futures. They usually don't wait till expiration on their options. You know, you don't wait until the company buys back your stock, right? So why would you wait until expiration or settlement on a binary contract? Enter and exit the trade. They are a little harder contract to trade. They're really simple to understand and get down. It takes maybe an hour or two to really fully grasp most of the concepts about them. But, you know, it is a delta. It's a delta price of a call option. So it's moving back and forth based on that. And so that can be a little bit confusing. And so a lot of traders choose to focus on the spreads. And I myself traded the spreads for 9 solid months before I ever touched the binary contract. And if you're having any challenges with binaries, if you don't like binaries, I don't blame you, and I recommend, though, that you stop trying to force it. People go, what can I do? Maybe these 5s just aren't working for me. What can I do on the 20s? What can I do on the 60 minutes? What can I do on the daily? Stop. Just look at the spreads, okay? And they got plenty of movement. Plenty of movement. You don't have to sit there all day. There's plenty of trades. I mean, NASDAQ, 2 points. It's $20. Most people know trading binaries are trying to make about $20 a contract. It's not hard to get 2 points on the NASDAQ. So lots of opportunities where you can trade, and whether you like the binaries or not, and even if you like them, even if you want it to work, remember, you don't want to trade binaries. You want to make money. That is the reason you're trading. So if binaries aren't working for you, then switch over to the spreads. Quit trying to force something. Come back to them. I looked at the binaries. I'm like, this looks complex. I'm going to come back to it later. I came back. I do very well. I trade binaries on a daily basis. I also trade the spreads regularly, as you know. I've put a lot of trades on the show here. But I can't emphasize enough how much I wish a lot of people would just stop and focus on trading the spread contracts and back off from the binaries for a while. I think they'd be a lot happier, a lot better off in doing so. Let's see here what else we can look at. Trying to see, it may even be like a little iron condor there. I'm not sure. Checking it out. Yeah, there's an iron condor. So we have a spread here that's 10 points wide. That's $10. You can collect a total premium of over $50 on it. And that basically gives you about a 1-to-1 risk-reward trade as a possibility on the NASDAQ. So there's something to check out on the 2 o'clock expiration. All right, y'all have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow on the Bull Bear Binary Hour. Stay tuned. We've got Steve Rhodes coming up on the Trader's Edge.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
You're watching Tiger TV.